Hi students, today I am going to discuss one of the important organic rearrangement, that is benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement. So what is this benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement is? It is an base catalyzed rearrangement of 1,2-diketones to form alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid, and it takes place through 1,2 shift, and this is the first rearrangement identified by Liebig in 1838. So this is the first rearrangement which has been identified. So benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement can also be called as Liebig rearrangement. So it is an base catalyzed 1,2-diketone conversion to alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid. Right? The general reaction or general rearrangement reaction for this benzyl benzylic acid, that is R C double bond O C double bond O R, which is upon treatment with base. Usually base used is either you can use sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxides. So what happens is, this is 1,2-diketone, 1,2-diketone. Upon treatment with base like hydroxides, what it is going to lead to the formation of alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid derivative. So for this carboxylic acid group, this is alpha carbon. So this alpha carbon is carrying hydroxy group. So it is alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid derivative will be formed. So this is general reaction. So why it is called benzyl benzylic acid is, if the R group is phenyl ring, then it is called benzyl benzylic acid. So if our R group is phenyl ring, then it is called benzyl. This is upon treatment with sodium hydroxide. It is going to form what is known as benzylic acid. So this is benzylic acid. So this is benzyl to benzylic acid rearrangement. So how this benzyl is getting converted into benzylic acid? If you look at the mechanism, so how this mechanism will take place is, first step is addition of this hydroxide ion. Means this hydroxide ion is going to act as nucleophile, and it is going to add to the carbonyl group. Since this carbonyl group, if you consider these two are benzene ring, then they are symmetric. So any of the carbonyl group will be get attacked by hydroxide ion, and it leads to the formation of tetrahedral intermediate. So this is the tetrahedral intermediate, and this tetrahedral intermediate will collapse by undergoing 1,2 shift. Means if I consider this is first carbon atom and this is second, so this will shift here, and whatever this R group, now it is going to attack to this carbonyl group. So that is called 1,2 shift, and it is going to form CO minus R C double bond O OH. So this is salt form. means since we are doing in the basic medium, so there will be Na plus which is going to balance this negative charge. And what happens is, since this carboxylic acid can donate the proton to this alkoxide, since whatever the anion is going to form in this carboxyl group, it is stable compared to this alkoxide. So there will be proton transfer will occur and it is going to form carboxylate ion. This is alkoxide ion and this is carboxylate ion, and there will be Na plus which is going to balance the charge. And if we do workup or if we do acid workup, then we are going to get corresponding acid derivative. So this is the mechanism of benzylic acid rearrangement. Now what happens if we take cyclic 1,2-diketone? So whatever the diketone we have taken in that one, it is aromatic diketone. What happens if we take cyclic aliphatic diketone? What happens if it is treated with hydroxide is, it is going to show ring contraction. So if we take cyclic 1,2-diketone, then if it is treated with base, then there will be ring contraction will takes place. So there will be ring contraction, and if we are taking 6-membered ring, we are going to get 5-membered ring system. Okay. So the mechanism will remain same. That is, if I take this 6-membered diketone, if I add hydroxide ion, then there will be addition of hydroxide ion, O minus OH, double bond O. Then this will undergo 1,2 shift and leads to the formation of O minus. Then there will be proton transfer and final acidification leads to corresponding alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid. So this is in the case of cyclic 1,2-diketone. So what happens if we take alpha keto aldehyde? Whether you are going to get the same product, or is there any possibility of rearrangement if it is treated with hydroxide ion? Yes, it will also undergo the rearrangement. Here this hydroxide ion will going to attack the carbonyl carbon, because this is less sterically hindered and it is highly reactive, and it is going to form tetrahedral intermediate. Here this tetrahedral intermediate, now it will undergo 1,2 shift. That is, this anion will move here, and in this case hydride ion will be shifted. So what you are going to get is, you are going to get O minus H OH. So next is proton transfer. OH, H, C double bond O, O minus, and finally acidification leads to alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid derivative. So this is in the case of alpha keto aldehydes. Okay, and this is actually not true benzylic acid. So one thing you can see is here hydride will be shifted. So you can remember it is just like Cannizzaro type of reaction. So there is intramolecular disproportionation is going to happen. So there is intramolecular disproportionation, means you can see here this is aldehyde, this is ketone. So now this aldehyde is get oxidized and this ketone is get reduced. So alpha ketoaldehyde will also undergo benzylic type of rearrangement. It is not true benzylic acid, it is just type of Cannizzaro type. Here what happens is intramolecular disproportionation will takes place. Next question is, what happens if we treat the benzyl 1,2-diketone instead of hydroxide, if we add alkoxides or amide anion, what happens? Whether the reaction is possible. So reaction is possible. So if we use alkoxides, like sodium methoxide, isopropoxides, then corresponding esters will be formed. Okay, where if I am going to use alkoxide instead of hydroxide, and if I use amide anion, for example if I add sodamide, then corresponding amide derivative will be formed. Okay, so this thing you should remember in the case of benzylic acid. So not only with hydroxide but with alkoxide and amide anion there is possibility, and it is going to lead to the formation of corresponding ester and amide, not acid. For example, if you take benzyl, if it is treated with sodium methoxide, then you are going to get corresponding ester. This is methyl ester. Okay. Similarly, if I use sodamide, then I am going to get amide derivative, and this rearrangement will be called as benzylic ester rearrangement. Okay, so this is one of the important, but this is not widely used. Why? Because so whatever the sodium methoxide or isopropoxide or amide anion we are going to use, what it is going to do is, instead of showing this rearrangement, it is going to reduce them to corresponding alpha hydroxy ketone. So if I use sodium ethoxide or isopropoxide, because these two are prone to undergo oxidation, means whatever the hydrogen adjacent to this alkoxide ion, they can be easily shifted, and you are going to get alpha hydroxy ketone, not alpha hydroxy acid derivatives. So this is one of the important thing, because this is easily get oxidized. So here it will be get reduced to alpha hydroxy ketone. But if we use sodium methoxide, then we can expect that ester derivative. So next, one of the important aspect is migratory aptitude. Migratory aptitude in this benzylic acid rearrangement is aromatic ring will migrate in presence of alkyl, and if two different aryl groups are present, then aryl group with electron withdrawing group will migrate than unsubstituted aryl group than aryl group with electron donating group. Since here there is formation of anion will be greatly stabilized by electron withdrawing group. So this is the migratory aptitude. Aryl group will migrate instead of alkyl group. If different aryl groups are present, then aryl group with electron withdrawing group will migrate instead of unsubstituted aryl group, and aryl group will migrate in preference to aryl group with electron donating group. So if you take the example, so if there is aryl group substituted with nitro group, then this will migrate instead of unsubstituted, and this unsubstituted will migrate in presence of methoxy group. So this is the migratory aptitude. Okay, so now I will give example for this migratory aptitude. If you consider the example of this diketone, here one phenyl ring is attached with electron withdrawing group and this is unsubstituted. So what happens if it is treated with base hydroxide followed by acid workup? It leads to the formation of, there will be migration of this electron withdrawing aryl group will takes place. So I'll write the mechanism. NO2 so here OH group will come and attack here. So this will migrate and this is going to attack the carbonyl, and there will be 1,2 shift, and what happens, OH O minus, here phenyl ring, and this NO2 group containing aryl group will come here, and there will be proton transfer OH and finally protonation or acidification leads to this product NO2. So this is the product you are going to get. So this is regarding migratory aptitude. So you need to be very careful. If they are given different substituted aryl group, then electron withdrawing group ring will migrate instead of unsubstituted. And if there is electron donating substituted aryl group and unsubstituted benzene ring is present, means then benzene ring will migrate. Okay, that is the migratory aptitude in benzylic acid rearrangement. So these are the important aspects of benzylic acid rearrangement. Thank you.